strangers. We're far from strangers. But our troubles really started in 1530 when Henry VIII decided to get rid of the Egyptians. Because when they first came here, they had a bit of paper from the Pope, and the Pope gave us permission to move freely amongst the nation. But what happened was Henry VIII had just started the agricultural industry, and unfortunately the landowners wanted people to work for them, and then people weren't allowed to move without permission. Now there was these people going from town to town telling stories about the next village, the last village, and the last village before that. They didn't want that. It's only storytelling. So Henry VIII decided that these were spies for the Pope because he just broke away from the Catholic Church and made his own church. And unfortunately, he banished them from England.
I was born with it. It's my way life, always had been. But the country had made it that hard. They made it so hard, your children can't stop it. I won't give in. I'll travel to the day I die, so much.
I know, Johnny, I'm that one as well. To the day we go.
Yeah. But no, if we can't change who we are, we can learn to change maybe some of our ways. But we can't change who we are.
We shouldn't have to change our ways.
Kent County Council manage most of the sites in Kent, and to be quite honest with you, they're quite appalling really. They're not, they're old-fashioned, so they don't cater for modern day. Basically what they are, you get is a concrete slab to put your caravan on, and then you get a 6x6 or 8x8 utility block with a toilet in it and a washroom where you can put your washing machine. That's it. And you've got and that is as much as you get. There's no play park, no facilities for children to play on. There's nothing. And to be quite honest with you, when you're put on a site, they put you on a site and then you're left to your own devices. No one comes to you, no welfare comes down there, no doctors come down there, you don't get no education people come to the site, you don't get nobody there, so you have to find your own way. They just kind of like, the majority of sites, if you look like Cuxton, it's like it's on the periphery of society, it's not within society. And the one at Sittingbourne, Three Lakes, that was right out in the middle of nowhere. Now there's a massive, great big industrial estate that's right on their doorstep, and they are now 15 feet below the road. So when it really rains, heavy rain, it turns into a pond, and that's what they expect you to live in.
I spin on that, because if you want to know where a council-run site is, go and look for your nearest sewerage system, because it'll be right next to it. So in Canterbury, you've got one right next to Parker's Steel, and right next to the sewage works. They pay £70 for what's just been described very well by Joe, right? They pay £7 a week for that. Okay. Yeah. So the workers at Parker's Steel get an injection every year for wheels disease, just in case they get it from the sewage works, because there's long tails like that running around the bloody place. And no one on that side has ever been offered an injection or vaccination for wheels disease. Yeah. Have you ever heard about community starting a war? Have you? No. Have you heard about community doing riots? No. You should wonder why, for 500 years, we were slaves in Eastern Europe. Yeah, you should think we would riot, wouldn't you? So all my questions are, is what is it have we done that offends people in houses? What is it we've done? I still can't find out what we've done. Because Rochester Prison, 2018, right, I self-identified in there, 4% were from the GRT community. The rest of them weren't. Yeah, but we got labelled the worst. Worcester Prison, similar. Now there's 3 prisons in this country. If you're from our community, you're more likely to go to that prison than any other. So the squeeze is in a tight box, but yet we get told we're the worst. You know, it's like Joe's just said, our motors are identified and we get pulled. I got pulled the other day as a scrap dealer. I said, what does one look like, brother? Because I don't know what mine looks like. And he said, well, yeah. And I said, well, I'm not, am I? Because you already know that. And we have to go through this thing, and they come in, and then they take photographs of your motor and inside your motor. And even though there's no evidence to prove that you've done anything wrong. So you say, okay, well, if you've got evidence, you're going to charge me, are you? Well, no. So we'll get rid of the fucking evidence then. Oh, no, we keep that. No, you don't. Can you imagine them doing that to you? Can you imagine that? I would hope you were going to flipping go at them, you know, and ask them for, I want to see all the paperwork. So it's interesting what was just being said about Agava, a policeman, right? I got a court human rights case that happened, and it was because of those people. What they said about me and my cousin was a bit rich. All we would want to do is stop the lay-by money. They weren't using the lay-by. No one was using the lay-by. We was using the lay-by, you know, and we weren't causing anyone any problem. And that is when my activism changed in my head. No longer being tied to a set of shafts. And so my activism then changed. I started trying to get involved in politics and thinking, oh, maybe I should go inside there and do it. And I was horrified. You come in, sit down, be quiet, we'll give you a bathing job, how's that? What does that mean, mate? If politicians don't like us, what are we supposed to do? So now there is GRT community people who are politicians, and I know quite a few of them. And I'm always shocked to hear they say, well, we've got to this point and we can't go no further. That's my concern, that's my honest concern. You know, we've got a guy up in Newcastle, okay. He's been told you'll only be county level. That's it, you won't go any further. He's told me it. With another person, right down in Cardiff, she's been told quite clearly, this is as far as you go. And you don't do this and you don't do that. They said because of the party. This is different parties, it's not one party I'm talking about. I'm talking about the across the board parties, you know. And so, how do you change that? You're the people who've got to change it. Because most of us, if we're on the move, don't get the vote. Right? Most of us haven't got the paperwork to cover that anyways, to get a vote. So it's down to you. How do we change that? How do we work with that? Because I can't force it on you. I want you to go away and I want you to tell the ones that say, them fucking pikeys are back. I want you to stand up and say, because they won't listen to us, but they might listen to you. Us saying it is one thing. You saying it is another world.